Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily Hindu analysis video. In the morning these videos come, in the evening MCQ lessons they are taken by Mahipal sir on premium platform, but some updates will be there for sure. So we will update you regarding that. It's 4th January, the Hindu analysis. The whole paper is filled with all the CAA protest informations, and Pinarayi Vijayan is trying to get the support of all the states who are of that view that this is a completely unnecessary exercise. So that's going on. Some announcements are there for the JNK region that may be given a special status issue. So all these things will be discussed in bigger articles in the upcoming week. And today the biggest information is regarding the killing of Supreme Commander of Guard Forces of Iran by USA. So nothing is bigger than that. It will have its fallout and bigger consequences. So we will discuss that issue. 2 articles are there in the newspaper regarding that. So let's start. Keep going on with your preparation. Be consistent and use every minute. These 2 numbers are given for any query regarding the payments, any information if you need regarding all these courses. Then you can call on these 2 numbers. The solution you will get there. PDF you will get on Telegram channel, whose link is given on the Facebook group here. So here you can send me the request, and these are some words and an idiom that you can use into sentences. Yesterday we were talking about the Indian Science Congress, which is going on in Bengaluru, and till 7th of January it will go on. On the inaugural speech, Prime Minister Modi ji gave an important slogan there, that New India needs technology, and we need to innovate, patent, produce and prosper. So the thing which is dominating the scene today is the technology, but it is our responsibility how do we use it. Means we waste this important resource, or we use that in a positive sense. If we want to use that in positive sense, and if we want to make this country progressive, then we need to innovate more, and we need to patent there with all these innovations, and we need to produce, and we need to prosper there. That is the success key there, and that's for sure the appropriate statement is. And logical temperament is something we also need. So to invent, to discover more, and to bring solutions, we need logical temperament. But it is not only the students or the people of this country, it is also needed by the political class too. So that should have been added here. And we were talking about a specific issue yesterday, that the mythological statements and those unproved issues should not be repeated in this Congress. They are taking care of it, and thankfully they are focusing more on technology, logical temperament, and these are the need of the hour, you may say. So Mr. Modi emphasized on digitalization, e-commerce, internet banking, mobile banking services, and he said that these things are assisting the rural population significantly. Technology can be harnessed for several rural initiatives, development initiatives, and particularly in the area of cost-effective agriculture and farmer to consumer supply chain network. So ENAM is the important issue there. So this all went well, and you see some Nobel laureates are also there, like Stephen Hall is the example there, and they all talked about those solutions based on technological issues. And one important highlight is going to be the Farmers Congress 110, innovative farmers. They will discuss the climate change issue, the traditional approaches, and the novel practices there. So that is going to be a unique idea and an important help it can be, because these are the farmers and they have done innovations in their fields, and they have brought novel practices there. So introducing them into the Science Congress is an important idea. So we have to hail this move there, and more than 15,000 participants are expected to attend the event between January 3rd and 7th. So that's important. In Bengaluru it is going on every year in the month of January, Indian Science Congress that is organized. Now we come to the main issue here. US kills top Iranian general in airstrike. Trump authorized drone attack on Major General Qasem Soleimani near Baghdad airport. He went there to meet the Shia militant groups there, where he had strong links with Shia militia groups there. So he was killed in an airstrike. America has taken the responsibility there, but uncharacteristically, Mr. Trump this time is not taking any personal credit, which he normally does that. Okay, so the importance was huge for this personality because he had this cult-like status, and he had a huge following there in the Shia clerics there in Iran, and all across these regions where Iran was very much influencing. He was the commander of Quds Force. Quds Force was the external operation wing of Iran's elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, which is declared as a terrorist organization by America. So already many allegations, counter allegations, and provocations, counter provocations, they were going on between Iran and America. And since America pulled out of that JCPOA deal, these issues are going on. But this time, this is the highest level of provocation, and the red line is crossed in a way, because the supreme commander of the Quds Force is killed by Americans, and the public responsibility has been taken there. Okay, so IRGC, America designated as the terrorist group, and they had blacklisted the Quds Force also. Both of them are the elite forces for Iran, and this Quds Force was more significant because whatever was going on in this region and outside Iran, the activity which was there the Quds Force was very much active, and it was playing the major role there. Okay, so it was the orders of Mr. Trump out there, and now Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the leader who was crucial in the 1979 protests and the establishment of Republic of Iran there, and still the most important person in Iran, he vowed harsh revenge there. This urge of revenge and vengeance that runs into Iranian blood there, and certainly this is the highest level of provocation, and they are never going to forget this issue, and for sure very far and dangerous and unknown consequences will follow. In America, next year there are elections, so it's the prime move by Trump administration to divert the attention of average American from all those domestic woes and the impeachment process that is going on, and now all issues will come to national security. This way has become very popular now, that you divert the attention of the public, and you hail yourself as the great person, and you show that we have great might there, nobody can challenge us. And the way Trump showed that under Trump's leadership, America is great and greater, and it is going to be the greatest one. So a very popular way now. Evidently, we can observe in many countries this specific way during election times. Now, Friday's assassination, and especially in Baghdad, you see the protests are going on in Iraq, and if you see the map there, then Tigris River, this is the Tigris River, and December 31st, 2019, thousands of Iran-backed militia men and their supporters besieged the US embassy. So America said that in the retaliation and in the defense of these attacks and possible attacks on their personnel and the embassy there, we are doing this particular action. So this happened on 31st of December, and January 3rd, Iran's top military leader Qasem Soleimani and Iraqi commander Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, they both are killed in US airstrike at Baghdad International Airport. So that link and this series is significant here. Now, a full-scale war is very much expected, because Americans certainly has crossed the line when they have killed the supreme commander there, and Mr. Qasem Soleimani was very close to the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who once called him a living martyr of the revolution there. So Soleimani was also the main architect of Iran's recent foreign operations. mainly in Syria and Iraq. So as I told you, Syria is devastated, and when they were fighting the ISIS, then America needed a lot of support. Kurds supported America. Iraqi government, they supported Americans, and America even took support from some groups raised by Mr. Soleimani there. So indirectly, Mr. Soleimani supported US against ISIS. So that's the ironical issue, that the soldier who helped the US and the Iraqi government to defeat the IS has been assassinated inside Iraq by Americans. That's the unique detail here, and this is how it is way more provoking. He trained Shia militias, and he dispatched them to the battlefields in Iraq, in northern Iraq, in Syrian region, in Lebanon also. So he was very popular, he was very influencing, he was having that cult status there, and he had no charge of corruption or something like that, where average Irani politician and leader is supposed to be a corrupt person, but he was not. So that's why his significance was way more than we expect. Now this kind of action was foretold by many experts, and if we talk about the responsibility, then US President Donald Trump is squarely responsible for where US-Iran ties stand today. And now Trump has escalated the crisis to the level which was not seen in the past, not even during the siege in 1979 of the American embassy in Tehran by revolutionaries. So this is unprecedented, and certainly it is going to divert attention. And you see, there are elections in Iran also. In Iran also, parliamentary elections will be there. So in the whole issue, this is very unfortunate that US, which is struggling to get out from Afghanistan after 18 years, and now it's a total failure. Taliban is way more strong, and America finds it very difficult to get the desired exit there, a respectful exit there. And the same country of America, which destroyed the Iraqi state 17 years ago, in the same Iraq, they are now developing a ground for all the jihadists out there and all the terror groups there, and another conflict is starting in Muslim world. And this time this kind of conflict is really huge. Iran is not a small country, it's a very powerful country, and they have a great influence. A Shia country, and the Shia population is there in Yemen, it is there in Iraq, it is there in Pakistan. Shias are also there in India and Lebanon. So in all the countries, Iran has influence. If we leave aside India, because that doesn't matter much, and India's Muslim population is way more isolated than the other Middle East countries, so we can leave India out here. But in other countries, important influence is there among Shia populations. So now the radicalization is also a possibility, because it is the supreme insult by the killing of supreme commander there. So a huge conflict is expected. Now in the next article, Mahesh Sachdev, he says we have to brace for global impact, because this assassination is very huge, and there are apprehensions that the Iranian commander's death may be avenged by 1,000 cuts. Means maybe it will turn into a full-blown war, or 1,000 cuts like situation. Means on many platforms, in many hidden ways, in many open ways, many problems will be there, and US interests will be targeted for sure. So certainly they are gonna irk America. America did this action just to show that nobody can challenge us. Now America will be targeted by Iranians, where the Americans will be irked the most. That's the issue. So the riposte has become very necessary for Iranians. That's the issue. You see, the writer says that two important differences are there from the recent targets of similar US operations. Americans killed Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, Osama bin Laden, who was the founder of Al-Qaeda, and Abu Bakr Baghdadi, the most important recent information from the region. where they supposedly killed al-Baghdadi there. So all three were killed, but this time it is reformed. It is different because General Qasem Soleimani was a state actor. He was not like other terror groups, and he was leading the important Quds force there. Americans proscribed the Quds force and General Soleimani more than 12 years ago for terrorism, but has not acted till date. But now they acted, and it created a huge wave of possible vengeance there. You see, in 1718, Americans indirectly collaborated with Hashd al-Shabi, which was created by General Soleimani also, to defeat ISIS general there. Means indirectly, Mr. Soleimani was supporting US only, and now US did the same. Now, more questions are raised in this operation. Why this happened? America is taking the public responsibility, and it is certainly going to influence the elections there, but Trump is not taking personal credit this time. So that's why more questions are there. And Mr. Soleimani was a pivotal figure for sure. He came from a modest background in Kerman, far from country's traditional power centers, but he became so important. He was a child of revolution in the ending years of 70s, and fought with distinction as a member of IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard Corps, in Iraq-Iran war. So Iraq-Iran war veteran, and he was the commander of its Quds forces, very important force for the international operations by Iran. So he was very vocal about the Iranian influence there in the region, where Saudi Arabia, UAE, they are opposing Iran at all the platforms, because they are the Sunni countries, Iran is a Shia country, and they both are targeting each other on all the platforms. You see, in Yemen the Houthis are Shia supported, and in Lebanon also Iran is supporting some groups out there, like the Hezbollah group is there, which is Iran supported Shia group. But Saudi Arabia, which is way more closer to Americans there, that is opposing Iran there. So in an unguarded comment in 2017 that caused much alarm, Mr. Soleimani claimed that 4 Arab capitals were under Iranian sway. Means Iran can do everything with them. Iran is way more powerful. So he was boasting about the Iran's influence also. So it was a big dare showed by him on many occasions. Now Iranian authorities, they are saying that he certainly is the biggest martyr there, and we are vowing this vengeance. But this tit for tat in this region between US and Iran specifically, what is gonna do? Means for both these countries, they are already struggling, and the sanctions on Iran that is going on and whatnot is there that we have seen. But for the region, the instability will be there for sure, and it is not good for India, it is not good for Afghanistan situation, the US Taliban peace process, that will be certainly affected there, and it is not even good for this South Asia region collectively. Because you see the map here, then this is Iraq, Baghdad and Tehran here. Kashmir is here in this region. Now this whole region is extremely vulnerable. This is Afghanistan here. Taliban group is very much influential, especially in this particular region. It has political currency now, and that is affecting the country a lot. And in the northern regions of Pakistan, here also the significant impact of these terror groups and the possible linkage between different groups, that is hurtful for Kashmir situation, and they may collectively targeting Kashmir also. So India certainly has apprehensions, and possible dangers may be there for India here, because these terror groups, they oppose India a lot, that's for sure. And when some groups in the northern Pakistan, they have a sole target to disturb India, they have linkages with all these groups in this particular region, then this instability will be devastating for India also. Because if Pakistan is heavily disturbed by this situation, that does not change the situation much. It is already struggling with many problems, but for India this may have many consequences. So this is another danger. And the practical impact on the oil economics, that will be a additional problem for India. Means after this incident, within 4 hours, 4-5% rise has been seen in the oil prices internationally, and the particular fear premium is on rise. Means whenever the instability is there, this region shows instability in the oil economics also. And the countries like India, which are heavily dependent on oil imports, they are directly affected here. So starting from Iraq, this situation is likely to queer the pitch for Iraq, a hapless country with a caretaker government convulsed by nearly 3 months of youth protests inter alia against undue foreign interference by both Iran and US. They are struggling with this hell-like interference of US and Iran too. Means the youth are excessively troubled, and they are protesting heavily for the last 3-4 months. Now, in a worst case scenario, Iraq could turn into the new Syria, and that can happen for sure. All the possibilities are there, because the government is not there now. These attacks are there on the Iraqi ground there, and this country has not recovered since 2003. So what not is there? Again, the sectarian lines are very much apparent, and the youth that has no option left than to get divided into sectarian lines, and many terror groups will take advantage of this situation. This is the ideal situation in Iraq. So this will be a hell-like problem. Regarding the oil, I have told you, and the urge for a riposte runs deep in the Iranian psyche. So Iran will take the revenge for sure, and the oil politics and the oil economics will be affected very drastically in the near future. That is also a strong possibility. So the potential fallout is there on India also. Now the biggest dilemma for India is going to be that how do we take this situation? We are very close to become the strategic partner with America. Although we are not the strategic partner, but in a way we have signed all the important deals like Lemoa and Comcasa, the INSA, the recent signing which was there. So in 2+2 dialogue meets, we have signed many deals there, and the strategic cooperation is very much established there. In this situation, if it turns into a war-like situation, and if America demands any support, then in which way we are going to react here? Can we send troops? No. Can we give any excessive support to Americans against Iranians? That is the biggest problem, because we have civilizational links, and with Iran we have many positive issues. The Chabahar port issue was a very positive note here, and we recently met there and we said that we will make this progress very fast. Here the provocation is directly against Iranians, and we are moving closer more and more with the America, towards America. So in which way we are going to react? And we need to be on the right side of US, but our ties with Iran, they are very old, and the recent problems were there since the sanctions were put on Iranians, and the oil export from Iran, that was blocked. So already we are struggling with relations, and we cannot afford more problems with Iran. Otherwise the relations will be tainted for sure, and that will be a permanent damage this time. And this is happening in a situation where we know that America is doing excessive actions here. It is provoking Iran on many occasions, and some things are really unnecessary which America is doing, and it is all the Trump's decision making, and the squarely the responsibility is there with Trump only, and he is taking these reckless decisions. Since he came on the post, he is taking these kind of decisions. So do we have to support Trump here? in this issue. That's the biggest dilemma. Okay, and all other problems I have discussed here. So this is all. We have to see how this unfolds and what kind of situation is developing in the Middle East region, what kind of response is there from Iran's side, and we have to wait and watch here. So thanks a lot, keep watching. It was Amit Saini.